Hello, my curious souls. Welcome in or welcome back. My name is Amanda. Thank you for being here. I hope you're all doing well. In today's reading, we are going to look at what you're overcoming and possibly what you are leaving behind as a result. We have 4 soul paths for you to choose from. As always with these readings, please trust your intuition and decide what feels best and lovingly leave the rest. So if you feel ready to dive into your reading, the timestamps for each one of the soul paths are in the description. And for those who would like an official introduction to the soul paths, let me do that now. For soul path 1, we have develop strong roots to weather storms with the number 5 and the peacock oar. For soul path 2, we have let go of control and expectations with the number 4 and the Kingsman turquoise. For soul path 3, we have work in unity to multiply success with the number 3, if I didn't say that already, and the orange citrine. And for soul path 4, we have imagine possibilities to expand horizons with the number 9 and the rainbow obsidian. So when you feel ready, choose the soul path that is calling to you the most and use the timestamps in the description to jump straight into your reading, and we will see you over there. Hello, soul path 1. Welcome into your reading. You chose the peacock oar with the develop strong roots to weather storms with the number 5. I feel like you're going through it, or you have been going through it. There's been some challenges, and I feel like you just keep going through things, one thing after another. It almost feels like it will never ease up, like it's a little bit relentless. I feel this is part of building your strength, building resistance, but I also feel an exhaustive energy, like you are just done with this. You want to get on the other side of it. So I do feel like this is part of your message today, is that you are finally getting through the storm. So let's get some opening cards to start the reading and get some more insights and cards that will support the messages today. For soul path 1, please. Cards to support. Okay, so spring could be very indicative of when you will see progress and finally be out of things. There's also some seeds that I feel you are planting in this moment. So this is, I feel, an important moment to be very cautious and aware of how you're thinking, how you are taking action, and what beliefs you are moving from. If we have a belief about ourselves, that is what we allow into our life, that is what we attract, and that is how we move. So to be very aware, there's an awareness coming through about those beliefs, about the seeds that we are planting, and what we are nurturing for the next few months. And we have Sky Father, trust in the unknown. Now, I almost wonder if you have a passed on loved one who was a father or like a father, could be a grandfather as well, that is watching over you during this time, during this difficulty and challenge, and almost coming to your defenses in a way, really supporting you. I'm hearing I've got your back. So even though you cannot see them, you might be able to feel them or know that they're close. And even though you might not know when things will settle, when things will sort of get back to a little bit of normalcy, there needs to be a deep trust in your own strength, your own resilience, and getting back to the things that you can be intentional with at this time. Being really present in this particular moment, especially if There's a lot of things happening external to you that you are kind of emotionally managing, but not necessarily personally managing. You might be affected greatly by it, but in this moment now, what is happening in this moment? Are you sitting on your chair in front of your computer watching this video? Then in this moment, technically, you are safe, you are settled, you are not in panic or chaos or anxiety. So just really coming back to that present moment and bringing that awareness in each time you find yourself drifting off into the future or reflecting too much on the past. Also, two practices that will help ground you and bring you into the moment might be really helpful for you at this time. And I feel like whatever this thing you're overcoming is, it's big enough to call in all cars or call in your spirit team, your spirit guides, your ancestors to assist you through this. So for Soul Path 1, let's take a look at what you're overcoming. 3 cards, and we will get clarifiers if it fits. We're going to keep all of my readings short, between 10 to 15 minutes, hopefully from now on, because I do like the shorter format. Woo, that one flew. You have the 6 of Swords in reverse. I'll get 2 more, please. That one didn't fly out, but it gracefully came to the forefront, so we will allow that. One more, please. Thank you. Okay. And we have, okay, so here we go. We've got the 6 of Swords in the reverse position. We have the Ace of Swords in the upright. And we have the 5 of Pentacles in the upright, with the World in the reverse and the Star card under that. So I feel wherever you're going, it's good. It is moving you towards something that is very hopeful, very healing, very, I just get a breath of fresh air, a sigh of relief. But what you're overcoming, I feel, is a mindset shift, possibly regarding money or how you view yourself, how you feel about yourself, how you think of yourself. There is a feeling, a lack mindset in regards to what you're worth, what you're worthy of, what you can offer to the world, what you can offer to yourself. There's also a feeling of not really fitting in. So I get the feeling that you might feel very different from maybe your peers or your colleagues or the people that you work with, maybe even your friend groups. I feel like this is shifting for you, and this is part of the change that you are moving through outside of the external circumstances that might have you in a little bit of chaos energy, making you feel like it's out of control. It is activating something within your mind. And in order to move beyond this, because the 6 of Swords in the upright is typically depicted as somebody moving from choppy, chaotic, wild waters into something that is a little more smooth. But this one is in reverse. So this is almost like there is a block to moving on. There is a block to moving forward. I feel what has to shift is in the mind, because we have both swords here, 2 out of 3 cards. In the mind, which then translates to how you move in the world and how you move through change and challenge and adversity. But it starts with the mind. It starts with new perspective. It starts with a new truth that you need to come to terms with, you need to understand better in order to close out an old cycle that I feel is being asked to close. So let's get some clarifiers here. I want to know what this 6 of Swords is all about. But there's definitely a little bit of an imbalance within the mind. And I'm also getting that you may need some assistance to help with this. Somebody that works with mindset. This could be a coach or a group or a course. Something that will help you break through. And that is what you're overcoming is. You're overcoming the lack mentality, scarcity mindset, and how that plays out in your life. And it especially gets triggered when things get a little chaotic. It kind of pulls you back into old habits. So death in reverse, as it pertains to the Six of Wands in reverse, Six of Swords in reverse, there is I don't want to say a bad habit, but there's an unhealthy thought pattern that keeps coming up, that keeps rearing its ugly head. And the Death card in reverse can speak to it needing to end, but there's a habit that keeps repeating itself. So I really feel like there is a clarity that is needed here. There is a new way of thought. There are some breakthrough ideas, something to learn with the Ace of Swords here. Now, with the eagle being part of air energy, and even this rabbit flying through the air, there is a lot of air energy. So there could be some feelings of anxiety. There could be some feelings of, or thoughts of doubt. I do want to know what this Ace of Swords is. 10 of Wands. Yeah, you have to relieve the burden that this thought pattern or the way that you've been thinking about something has been making you feel. It's been quite burdensome up to this point. Maybe it's forcing you or making you work harder than you need to, because there's this overcompensation that I feel is happening because you might not think you're good enough, or because you feel your efforts are not enough. So it's finally letting this go rather than having it sit in your mind and allowing it to continue to impact your life in a way that does not feel good, that may even be unhealthy. We did kind of speak about that with this spring card, where you have to bring awareness to how you're thinking and what your beliefs are, because it is what is guiding you forward. It is part of your decision-making process. It is part of what you feel you're capable of. What is this? 5 of Pentacles? 5 of Pentacles, please. And I did see the King or the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, so it could even be stopping you in your tracks before you even get started on something, or you get partway down the road and then turn back because there's almost a fear of progress or fear of success. And the 9 of Cups in the upright. I feel that moving through this obstacle and finally shifting that perspective is going to help you find more fulfillment in your life. And also give you a sense of, I can do this. I am proud of this. I can succeed. I am fulfilled. Even if I move through challenge, even if I have moments of adversity or challenge. This is very emotionally resilient energy. So I feel that this experience is helping you find a more grounded perspective in your mind and in your soul. And it's almost like you don't need the moon and the stars to feel happy. There's almost a sense of gratitude that's coming through, gratitude for what you have and appreciation for what you have, even if it's not as much as another. So there's a lack of comparison here. And maybe comparison is part of this equation as well, where you're comparing yourself against somebody else. And of course, those aren't going to be exact matches because it's an apple and an orange. So I feel like you are coming into this space where you're no longer comparing yourself or getting down on yourself, or shaming yourself because you don't feel you are where you should be, or need to be, or want to be. You are just accepting and appreciating how you're moving, where you're moving. And again, there's a mindset shift that's happening that puts you in this space of appreciation and gratitude for the experiences, for the challenges, for the obstacles that you're moving through, because it is helping you develop those strong roots within your mind as well as your soul. But I feel it's going to be up to you to put in that work, to shift that mindset, to find new ways of changing those thought patterns and breaking through these old cycles. So let's get you a final card to send you off for too many. Final card for Soul Path 1, please. Soul Path 1. What else do they need to know? Final supporting message. Cleansing. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That kind of feels like this is what you're doing. You're cleansing the mind. You're having a new perspective on something. New thought patterns are being formed. Maybe you're having a better understanding of why they're there in the first place, which might help you to transform them. But I do feel like something within the mind is being cleansed out, and whatever the changes or chaos or challenge or obstacles you're overcoming are triggering this to help you cleanse these thoughts, to cleanse this officially, to close that chapter and move on to something that is of your greater purpose, your highest good, your North Star, and ultimately your fulfillment, feeling better about yourself and feeling a little more grounded, especially when things get challenging. So this is what I have for you, Soul Path 1. I hope that resonated and was helpful to you. With gratitude, I'm sending you my love. Stay curious, and I'll see you in your next reading. Hello, Soul Path 2. Welcome to your reading. You chose the Let Go of Control and Expectations card with the number 4 with the Kingsman Turquoise stone. And funny enough, I found this in a bag of mine that I've been wearing this bag for years. I'd say 5 or 6 years. And for some reason, a couple of weeks ago, I was at a market. And I just thought I'd check the pocket out of curiosity because I felt something was in it. And this stone was in there. And I have no idea how I attained it. I have no idea where it came from and how it's been there. And I never even noticed it before. And it was in an open pocket. So it didn't even have a zip. It didn't have a snap or anything to hold it in there. And this is an everyday bag that I wear everywhere. So it gets thrown around the car, it gets, thrown around at friends' houses when I leave it to go have dinner, whatever, with them. So it's just to me, this is a very profound card, interesting, a profound stone. And it kind of came to me at an interesting time. So I wonder if this is a very profound moment for you where you're finding some kind of stability and even some unexpected things that are making you feel supported, that are offering you a foundation. And I feel this is a moment where you're needing to be a little flexible with life, to be a little flexible and go with the flow of things for a time, of let the river take you to where it needs to go. And to let go of the control that you may have over the destination or over the speed at which you get there. This is kind of just letting things be the way they need to be. But at the same time, also knowing that you are supported, you are building some kind of new foundation here as well. And moving towards a little bit more harmony or foundation or support. Let's get some opening energy cards to support the messages today. For Soul Path 2, what are they overcoming? What are they overcoming? Maybe you've had to reestablish yourself in some degree. Maybe it's through work, maybe it's through home. Yeah, reestablishing. And you're facing your fear. So whatever it is, it's been a scary new start that's maybe been a little bit uncomfortable for you. But this is like the beginning of facing your fears. So all the more reason to be a little flexible at this time, to let go of what you think you should be getting done or where you should be at a specific time. Facing your fears and new beginnings can be quite a scary and overwhelming thing. So all the more reason to be very gentle with yourself, to be very compassionate, and to really just take things one step at a time, one day at a time, one moment at a time, and to not rush to get to somewhere, because you're going to get there eventually. And if you rush, I feel that's just going to add to the stress and the pressure, and we don't need that right now. So, yeah, it's like there's lots of new things coming in. And you may have even started something new or want to start something new. But I'm getting a sense of patience needing to be required. So let's see. What did the cards say about what you are overcoming? Soul Path 2. What is Soul Path 2 overcoming? Thank you. Soul Path 2 overcoming. Soul Path 1 got the 5 of Pentacles as well. If you were called to that soul path. All right, so I definitely see some endings here at the bottom of the deck with the 10 of Swords in reverse that you have either moved away from, or maybe you fear ending something because you know it might be a little bit painful. And there is your speed with the Knight of Swords, wanting to move beyond this quickly, experiencing a lot of change in the process with the Wheel of Fortune. And also a feeling of maybe a fear of loss. So there's a fear of pain, a fear of loss, and wanting to move through it really quickly. I definitely feel like the speed at which you want to go is not the speed that you're able to go. Because the challenge that you're overcoming is, if you want a new beginning, sometimes that comes at a cost. And yeah, there's an assessment energy underneath the 10 of Swords in reverse here. So maybe you need to step back first to assess some things, what's working, what's not, rather than charging ahead. I feel like the obstacle that you're overcoming is wanting to step into a new beginning, but in order to do that, you have to face your fears. The fears of loss, the fears of who you might hurt, and what you have to put to an end or say goodbye to, because those things cannot come with you. I feel like they may have come to their natural end, and maybe you fear being on your own or doing something alone. So you almost want to skip a certain aspect of this journey. But to appreciate this new beginning that I feel you're looking to have, you have to let go of the results and the outcome. You just have to move from the space of your heart and move with wherever that heart takes you. And whatever that next right decision is. Rather than trying to make 100 decisions, maybe all at once, or to move beyond all of the challenge and the difficulty so that you don't have to experience the, I don't want to say the fallout, but the effects of the changes that maybe you want to make. I do feel like they're going to be good changes, but even good changes can feel difficult at times. It might not feel good in the moment, but it is helping you move towards something fresh. And I don't know what that is. So let's take a peek at the Knight of Swords. Can you clarify the Knight of Swords, please? Yeah, it's the Seven of Wands in the upright. So this is, you're willing to fight for what you want, and you're willing to do what you need to do to get it done. You are ready to make decisions. So I almost feel like you're ready for it. You're almost amped up to do this, to make these changes. But at the same time, there's also a little bit of fear that comes along with this. A little bit of hesitancy. So 5 of Pentacles, yes. 3 of Swords in the upright. There is a fear of loss here. There is a fear of pain. There is a fear of feeling pain, but also doling out a little bit of pain, because I do feel like there are some decisions that you're making to find a place, a space, a situation that is a little more aligned to you, a little feeling a little more fulfilling. Let's see, what is this Wheel of Fortune? King of Swords in the upright. So yeah, I definitely, bottom of the deck, just out of curiosity, we do have the Emperor, the number 4, and the number 5. So another 4. I think you want to establish something here. You have a vision to go after something, to create something for your life. And this change is going to help you do that. It's going to put you in a place of authority. So maybe you're feeling like you want to have a little more control over your life. And I don't know in what context, if that's work. And maybe you're branching out on your own and you're becoming independent. Or you are maybe going back to school to improve your skill set. But of course, going back to school means you have to leave a job, etc. And that might be tough because you like the people you work with, you like the environment and the company, but you really see something different for yourself in the long term. So you're making a decision to get some higher learning or step into some kind of position of authority. You could even be moving away from a relationship and becoming more independent. So consciously becoming single because you have other ideas for your life. You have places you want to go. You have things that you want to achieve, and you don't see a relationship in that equation. Could be circumstantial, where you have to move somewhere far away and you don't like the idea of a long distance relationship. So I feel like there could be multiple things happening here, but I definitely feel this change is something that is going to help clarify things for you. And you are going to be very clear moving through this. I don't feel you have a question or a doubt about what this is that you're moving towards. You just are worried about the fallout of the decisions that you're going to make or need to make. So this is about not necessarily delaying the choices that you have to make in order to get to where you want to go, especially if you intuitively know and logically know that this is for me and this is not. So we have to move away from the this is not for me and step into the this is me and bridge that gap a little. But of course, that might require to face some scary things. So in that moment, to let go, to not be responsible. You can be responsible for the delivery of that news and to be as kind and diplomatic and compassionate and loving as possible when you're delivering tough news to somebody. But you cannot be responsible for how people react, how people decide to treat you on the other side of that decision. So it's kind of letting go of that and only be responsible for how you're doing something and in the way that you're communicating that with others. So let's get oh, you know what, Soul Path 2? I pulled the wrong cards for you for the beginning. I was supposed to pull these cards for the beginning and these cards for the end. So we're going to do it a little bit opposite. And I wonder if that's a message for you. You're doing something different. You're going against the grain a little. Or maybe you have been. There's your heart. Love and let yourself be loved. But I don't interpret it like that. I interpret it, and we've got a heart here in duplication, but this to me is what I'm focused on, because this is you following your heart. You lighting your own heart on fire with a specific decision. That doesn't mean that it's not going to get hurt and that you're not going to hurt others, but I don't feel this is an intentional thing to hurt others. This is something that you need to do to follow your heart a little bit more, to even honor the things that you're feeling, and to have that integrity, to hold that integrity even if things are challenging. And I think you've got that in you. So this is what I have for you, Soul Path 2. I do hope that resonated and was helpful. With gratitude, I'm sending you love. Stay curious, and I'll see you in your next reading. Hello, Soul Path 3. Welcome to your reading. You chose the orange citrine with the worked in unity to multiply success with the number 3. I think you might be overcoming some challenges regarding working and how you're working. Maybe you have been working on your own and you're stepping into an era where you are finding collaboration and teamwork with others. Could be peers, it could be people that you hire, it could be collaborators or other businesses coming together to network to expand things, to expand their reach. Or maybe you're working on a team in a little more of a successful way than you have in the past. So where people are coming together to work together for the greatest good, rather than trying to get their own way or their own ideas put to the forefront for the sake of the individual success. So I feel like the individual aspect of things is maybe something that you've been challenged by before when it comes to working together with teams. And that could be with other people, where other people were trying to get their ideas agreed upon or used so that they could get the credit, so that they could be in the spotlight. But I feel this is something that you're moving through, you're overcoming, or you are getting into a more collaborative setting. And that could also be in family as well, where there may have been some tension within the family and there's some kind of togetherness happening where the differences are being put aside for the sake of getting through something and working together in unity with success. So let's get a couple of cards to open the reading and get some more support regarding this. Supporting messages for Soul Path 3, please. What are they overcoming here? Yeah, there's something old that is being released. Old pattern, too many. I feel like that one was trying to come out. Okay, so we have autumn and we have moon. Take note of intuitive messages. Okay, autumn might be a time where things become a little more clear for you, where things become a little more settled, and or when the old officially gets swept out. I feel like whatever this is has been quite exhaustive, and your intuition might be telling you something in this as well. So pay attention to the things that are coming through, seemingly at random, but also what is that gut instinct? Additionally, check in with your body. And speaking of body, I'm also getting a connection to having some ailment with the body and not trying to do things on your own, but to connect with practitioners and with professionals that can help you find the success that you're looking for. So it could be an old perception or old belief that is also being released here that you're working through. Let's get some more information. For Soul Path 3. 2 more, please. Thank you. Okay, so we have a lot of reversals here. We have the Knight of Cups in reverse. We have the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. And we have the Page of Coins in reverse. And we have the 7 of Wands in reverse. So I feel like, or pardon me, not the 7, the 6. 6 of Wands. This feels like a 7 to me. In comparison to the Rider-Waite-Smith card. Interesting that they have depicted it in this form. But this is the 6 of Wands. This is success and victory and recognition. Yeah, we talked about that when it comes to teamwork, where your efforts aren't being recognized. Your ideas aren't being recognized. You feel like you don't have value, maybe when it comes to your work, especially when you're on a specific team or you're collaborating with people, because everybody else feels a little louder than you, feels a little more pushy than you. So they get the kudos, they get the rewards. And I feel you're just as hard of a worker with just as many great ideas, but you might do things in a different way. And because of that, you don't get seen. There's a feeling of not being seen or heard or acknowledged or recognized as it pertains to work. And I think you have a very deep understanding of the work. You have a very creative perspective. I almost feel like the old that needs to be released is the fear of you being seen and showing up. Now, there's a lot of reversals here. So there's some blockages to doing so. There could be some fears to doing so. And there could even be some resistance to doing so for one reason or another. It could be fear-based, it could be self-doubt, it could be a nervousness to feel vulnerable. The Knight of Cups is someone who moves with their heart, but sometimes they can do that a little too much, to where they see life through rose-colored glasses and they don't see the challenges. They don't see through or want to see the things that aren't working for them, or the things that aren't working in a specific dynamic or a situation. There could be a suppression of standing up for how you feel as well and sharing that. Again, that requires a little bit of vulnerability and feeling safe in the environment that you are finding yourself in. And the 7 of Pentacles, again, it's either a resistance to, a fear of, or a blockage to assessing something and really weeding out what's not working. Again, this crow comes in to share that something that is not working needs to be released. But there is a lack of not looking at the situation in a way that is maybe honest and true. I feel like you might be a person that wants to see the good in everyone, and therefore you are suppressing your feelings, your emotions, your thoughts, your sensitivities because of others around you who show up and seemingly feel more confident in their ideas, who show up and share their ideas without doubt or fear. So therefore, there's an intimidation aspect that's coming in. And so you're moving through this starting and stopping of getting excited about something, a certain direction, a certain maybe career path or an idea, a way of doing something. And before you even get started, something gets in the way. So then I feel you might try something new again. And then that stops. And you can't get any progress. Like I feel like you're not making any progress on the thing that you want to make progress on, because there's something that you are not seeing or not coming to terms with or not shifting or changing. Yes. Okay, the Hanged one at the bottom of the deck tells me that there definitely is a new perspective that needs to come into play. And this new perspective is a new way of doing things, a new way of seeing something, maybe even the way you see yourself, how you express yourself, what you assess, and how you kind of weed the garden, how you release the old, what that looks like. And this also could be values as well. So I'm getting that you could suppress your values or the things that you believe in to be part of this community, or to not rock the boat. Maybe there's a fear of showing up or being seen or sharing your thoughts or opinions. And so you can't truly show up in the situation or the community or group in a way that, there's the Hanged Man again, that is true, because you're not really showing your true self. And the Hanged Man is in reverse with the Knight of Cups. So again, I feel like you're not seeing something in the way that you need to. New perspective. Yeah, and the Ten of Cups in reverse with the Seven of Pentacles. You're feeling a little bit disconnected from the thing that you should truly love, whether that is a community of people, or a job, or family, because you don't want to rock the boat, you don't want to take up space, you don't want to share your feelings, and that needs to shift here. And that is the obstacle that I feel you're overcoming here. So again, we've got more reversals here. Why are these all in reverse, my dear Soul Path 3? I feel there's a lot of doubt. There's a lot of fear of what will happen if I suddenly show up as someone different, if I suddenly start sharing my feelings, or start weeding things out and saying no to things that don't really feel good. I think there's going to be a lot of change that happens as a result of that, but it's going to make space and realign you to the things that are going to work for the person that you truly are, not the person that you are hiding and trying to adapt to a specific situation or a scenario. I'm curious what's under this Hanged Man. The Knight of Swords. Yeah, the Knight isn't afraid of cutting things out, of moving towards something. When they have an idea in their mind, they make the decision and they just go for it and almost don't second guess that. So I almost wonder if that's part of your guidance today, is to not only listen to your intuition, because with the Knight of Cups in reverse, I almost feel like you're not moving with your intuition in mind. You're moving from a space of, what will people think? What will people say? How will I be perceived? And I think that there's something in there that needs to be weeded through. And I feel that's the big thing that you need to overcome at this time. You need to possibly surrender to what happens when you share your ideas, when you push for things that you want, when you share your feelings with people. I feel like whatever change that you're wanting to make, whatever fresh start you want to have, it is going to require you to make some changes within you. And I feel that will almost balance the scales a little as well when it comes to family or friendships or collaborations with business partners or employees or teams, where you're feeling like things are not going the way that you want. I think that's going to help bring things together, bring more balance to the situation when you show up without doubt, without fear, and to share your ideas, to not feel like it's not important or that it doesn't have value, because it does. And I honestly feel like you will find more success that way as well, because you will feel like you are a part of the process a little bit more, and you are honoring your ideas, you're honoring your feelings, you're honoring your opinions, you're honoring who you are, regardless of what anyone else might think. And that's an easier said than done thing, but it does take practice and it can be done. Any other supporting messages for Soul Path 3? It will expand things for you. So you got 2. Oh, look at this. So you have process your feelings and howl at the moon. So yeah, let it out. Share, express, and not be afraid to do that. And mystery. So you have to be open to what will happen when you do that. And almost, I feel, start small and take your time. Be patient with yourself. So we don't want to go out, blazing and do everything in one fell swoop, especially if there's some previous triggers or traumas or post-traumatic stress attached to that suppression of those feelings, those opinions. We want to do things very mindfully and do things where we feel comfortable first. So showing up a little bit differently here and there, and then do a little bit more and do a little bit more. But it's going to be a mystery as to what the results are going to be, what success is going to look like for you, because it's going to be different for everyone. And what are those things that those emotions and maybe those unhealthy emotions that need to be assessed, looked at, weeded out, nurtured. So this is what I have for you, Soul Path 3. I hope that it resonated and was helpful to you. With gratitude, I'm sending you love. Stay curious, and I'll see you in your next reading. Hello, Soul Path 4. Welcome to your reading. You chose the Rainbow Obsidian with the Imagine Possibilities to Expand Horizons. So I think you're stepping into expanded horizons. This could be quite literally where you are traveling or would like to travel. And maybe there's been some obstacles up until this point that has been preventing you from doing that. This could be within the mind, within the belief system that you have and you are moving from or making decisions from, or it could be circumstantial in your external world where you find yourself in a very challenging situation. 9s are usually an energy of seeing the results for our efforts and finding a sense of independence. Maybe that has been a challenge for you. So let's pull some more cards. Get some opening cards. Further messages to support Soul Path 4, please. What are they overcoming? More information, please. So there's a want or a need to expand your horizons, to see more possibilities. But this might be a time to dream, to journey, and to take care of your needs. We are in winter here in the Northern Hemisphere. And with the darkness of this card, I almost feel like this is a bit of a wintering energy where things have gone dormant, things have gone stagnant, and you're looking to new opportunities. You're looking to new possibilities. So maybe you are in this moment of imagining what could be, of looking at your dreams, and even assessing what you need as well as what you want in your life. So let's take a look at what you're overcoming specifically with the tarot. 3 cards. What is Soul Path 4 overcoming? One more, please. Thank you. Okay, lovely. This almost has the same energy as that. So that's kind of neat. Okay, so we have the Eight of Wands at the bottom of the deck in reverse. We also have the Nine of Wands in the upright. We have the Knight of Coins in the reverse. And we have the Page of Wands in the upright. So I feel there's a bit of frustration here. There's a bit of frustration due to lack of movement. It's like I've put in all of this effort and I'm not seeing the results. No matter how much I try, no matter how much I do, I just can't see movement. But yet I want to create, I want to adventure, I want to explore, I want to expand. But I just feel stuck. And there's nothing that I can do about it. That might be true, but also it might be due to the fact that you have burned yourself out, or you have not maintained a sense of balance up until this point when it comes to making sure your energy is grounded and rested and rejuvenated after a time of pushing forward. I almost get a lack of motivation too, like I'm pushing, but I almost feel like there's not really an understanding of the purpose behind the energy. And it's requiring you to slow down in order to gain some kind of insight and take care of your energetic body so that you can be re-inspired again. You rejuvenate your energy resources, because I feel you have burned yourself out and you've come to a point where you can't go on any further, or you will risk not getting to your destination at all because you simply won't have the energy for it, you won't have the motivation for it. So it will prevent you from getting to that finish line. You'll sort of metaphorically collapse before you get to that finish line. So this is like, hold on, you've done a lot, you have put in a lot of work, you've put in a lot of effort, you've made some moves, you've seen a little bit of progress, but at this moment in time, this feels like a very dormant energy coming into your life at this time. As frustrating as that may be, but there is purpose and there is reason behind it. And I feel like this is an obstacle because you are a very ambitious person. You are a very creative person. You are a very adventurous person and curious. You want to almost do it all. But you need to make sure that your physical body and your energetic body is being taken care of along that journey so that you can do more. So this is a bit of a slowing down to speed up. The Knight of Coins in reverse is like stopping. Not just stopping temporarily, pausing to look around and then move forward again. This is almost stepping it back. It feels so slow that it almost feels like you're backtracking a little. And maybe backtracking is needed at this time to kind of figure out, am I putting in too much energy or doing too much and it's not necessary? Do I need to pare down? I almost get that feeling of paring down because this is very youthful, vibrant, and focused. Whereas this is just putting in the work and doing all the things and hoping it lands. This feels more like this is my intention, this is my plan, and this is where I'm going. And it's kind of a beeline to that particular destination. And I feel you're inspired and more energetic. So maybe an assessment of what you're doing and how you're doing it is going to be important and will play a role in your next leg of the journey. Let's get some clarifiers. What is this Nine of Wands? Nine of Wands. Okay, yeah, you've been working really hard to building something here with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. And I feel that it hasn't reaped the rewards that you thought. the rewards are not matching the effort. So there's a bit of an assessment that's coming through, a bit of a pausing, a slowing down, a complete stop to take care of your needs and to refine. There's a refinement that is happening. Knight of Coins in reverse. Knight of Coins, reverse. And see, there's no, the cards don't seem to want to come out now. Okay, so there is a feeling of stuckness here because there is a complete stop, I feel, and this is quite frustrating for you. So the Eight of Swords is, I can't see my way through this. I feel stuck. I don't know what to do next. I don't know what that right next action is. Maybe you don't need to take action. You need to take a look at how your thoughts or your limiting beliefs have got you to this point where the efforts are not matching the rewards. Is there a limiting belief there? Like, I have to work hard to gain a little. Or I have to burn myself out to feel valuable or to be seen as valuable. There's something there within the mind that I feel is happening that is going to be assessed in this dormant state, which I feel is going to shift things for you. Page of Wands. See, there's your balance. The Justice and the Temperance in reverse, which is moderation, my friends. And the Justice card, this adjustment or paring back or paring down or focusing on something that truly inspires you and really energizes you rather than drains you is going to help bring back the balance. And I'm just curious, Ace of Swords was at the bottom of that, and that was in reverse. So yeah, there's a new thought process that has to come in, I feel. And that's really going to help things. It's really going to help you see things a little bit differently and act a little bit differently, because there's something within the mind that is making you feel like you're stuck. If I'm not moving forward, then I'm stuck and I'm not going to achieve something along those lines. But that's not really true, because if we are inspired and we are focused and we are using our energy wisely, creatively, then we can move in a very balanced way and see a little bit more results as a result. So one card to end your reading, Soul Path 4. There we go. The past. So in this darkness, as we see in the opening card, there is something in the past that needs to be assessed or looked at or adjusted, because it's no longer working for us in the way that it has. And again, it could be that thought pattern, it could be the way that we're moving, and why we're moving in that way in the first place. Is there an underlying belief that needs to be adjusted or switched or healed? But look to the past for answers. And I feel like it's going to bring you to a more inspired and energetic place. So that's what I have for you, Soul Path 4. I hope that resonated and was helpful to you. With gratitude, I'm sending you my love. Stay curious, and I'll see you in your next reading.